Hey, what's going on guys? Marvin here. Welcome back to another video. So in this video, we're going to cover all of your guys' questions. Again, if you guys have any in-depth questions that you want to ask me regarding Amazon FBA or regarding making money in general, then just leave them down below in the comment section of this video, and then I will put them into the next Q&A if it's something that I can elaborate on. If it's something that requires a 1 to 2 word answers, then I won't put them into these Q&As. Let's get started with the first one. And the first question comes from Muhammad. How do we get the ASIN for our product? So if you want to get the ASIN of your particular product and add it to your inventory within Seller Central, then you need to go to the listing of the product that you want to sell. So I'll put up a screenshot right here. You're going to go to the listing right here, and then you're going to go all the way up to the URL, and you're going to see the highlighted blue, which I highlighted. That is the ASIN. You will take that ASIN and then you will add that product to your inventory page within Seller Central. All right, so the next question is, how do I check what is the kind of packaging that is required for a product before FBA? So if you go to Seller Central, you can look up the packaging requirements for different types of products that are gonna fall in different prep categories. And then from there, you will be able to get a rough estimate or a rough idea of what kind of prep your certain product is going to need. If it is a video game, for example, it's gonna require little to no prep most of the time. If it is a glass object that is easily breakable, that is in a awkward shape that's really large, that's going to obviously require much more prep, which is going to cost you more if you're going to have Amazon do it. All right, next question is from Nick. Question for the future video: how do you go about finding quality distributors? All right, so I actually have 2 or 3 different videos covering how to find suppliers in multiple different ways. I think if you get all the methods within those videos, you have about maybe 4 different ways of finding suppliers, which are very, very helpful. Now, they're not my best methods that yield the best results, but they are great methods for you to get started. You can find them in the description of this video. It's actually a playlist, and it'll just say like find name brand suppliers playlist. Click on that and then you can get started for free right there. Now, if you want more in-depth and more advanced ways of finding suppliers, then those are reserved for my course, but that is a great way to get you started completely for free. Just to add on real quick to this question, because I do see this a lot with new people jumping into Amazon wholesale. People think that once you find a distributor, you find a supplier in general, that your business is made, you have nothing else to worry about, you've done it. And that's not the case. Finding suppliers is just one piece of the puzzle. There are many different pieces to the Amazon wholesale puzzle that you need to know to be able to have a successful Amazon wholesale business. So just make sure you know that ahead of time when you're going into doing this supplier research, that's just one piece of the puzzle. You still need to learn all of these different aspects of the business in order to make that business successful. So just go in knowing that. Find the suppliers for sure. That's incredibly important. But just go in knowing that you still need to learn all the other pieces to the puzzle within Amazon wholesale, not just finding suppliers. All right, so next question is, what address do we send to the supplier to ship to the FBA warehouse, and how do we find it? So you're not going to know which warehouse to ship it to until you're creating a shipping plan within Seller Central. So you will be communicating with your supplier, and once you place that order, you will create a shipping plan for that order. Once you create that shipping plan, the second to last page, it's going to tell you which warehouse it's going to go to. You will approve that shipment, and then you will be able to go into the last page and be able to download that shipping label to send to your supplier. But you will not know that until you create a shipping plan, and then that's how you're going to find it. That's how you're going to get the address for that. All right, next question. For suppliers with no price list of UPC codes, how can we find profitable products? Manually finding products takes a lot of time. Yes, it does, but a lot of people aren't going to do it. So if you do it, when you see potential with certain suppliers, you can find a lot of great products. I wouldn't say they're my best supplier, but one of my really good suppliers doesn't have a UPC list whatsoever. They have a list of products, and it just has the list of products and how many units they have left and the price, but no UPC. You have to go in and manually enter. You get the title of the product, and then you enter into Amazon and you start doing your research like that. It takes a lot of time, but they do have very, very profitable products. The problem is a lot of people don't take the time to manually search, because it does take a lot of time and there's no way around it. You're gonna get that list, and then you're gonna do the manual research, but it can be very, very profitable if your supplier has potential. Check out one of my recent videos where I actually talk about this more in depth. I'll put it up right here, and it will give you a lot of extra tips about how to go about this. All right, so last question. Will the wholesale model disappear in the future because brands will start selling directly on Amazon after a certain period of time? So it's funny that, I've been on YouTube now for multiple years. I think we're gonna close in on our 3rd year this year, and a lot of the questions that I get now are the same exact questions that I was getting when I first started, and this was one of them. I actually have a video coming out about other questions that I'm still getting, that I've gotten, literally from the first set of videos that I ever released were the same questions that I'm still getting now. But to get back to your question, the first question is, will the wholesale model disappear in the future? And the answer to that is absolutely not. Amazon wholesale is not going anywhere anytime soon. With that being said, your second part is because the brands will start selling directly. Some brands will start selling directly onto the Amazon platform, and a lot of brands will not. But don't forget, you still have distributors that you can work with that are working with many different brands that allow them to sell to us so that we can go and resell on the platform. I don't think Amazon wholesale is going anywhere, like I just said, but you always have to be adapting. You can always go and make a partnership with a brand, because a lot of brands don't necessarily want to jump onto Amazon for various different reasons, which I can make a whole video about why a lot of brands don't want to get onto Amazon, because a lot of brands may not know the benefits of Amazon, or they may have heard how certain brands or certain smaller brands have gotten burned by Amazon and their margins have really gone down when they're working directly with Amazon. So that'll actually push them to work with you if you know what you're doing, if you can add some value, and you can keep their margins high on the platform. But this is not something that should scare you or worry you or steer you away from Amazon wholesale, because like I said, I've been getting these questions since I first started, and I'm sure people were getting these questions even before that. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Just know that, yeah, there's a possibility that some brands will jump onto Amazon and start selling themselves, but there's also so many other brands that they don't want to do that. They just want to work either exactly what they're doing right now, or they'll partner up with certain sellers that have a lot of value that they can bring onto their team and be that expert on the Amazon side for them. All right guys, but that is it for this Q&A. If you guys do have any other questions that you would like me to answer, then just leave them down below in the comment section and I will get to them in the following Q&A. If I get enough questions, then I will make 2 times a month these Q&As. Just make sure they're questions that I can actually break down a little bit further, not just one or 2 word answers. All right guys, but with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video if you guys did find it helpful, and I will see you guys in that next one.